Coming up, we meet a family who are running out of space.
Everything is just out. There's no space to put anything away.
In one of our biggest challenges ever.
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
It's not us, is it?
No.
Oh, that didn't work then, did it? Kirstie tries to put me in my place.
I think it's going to get complicated. What are you doing?
I put this on your back. It says second.
But it really could go either way.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it?
Today, we're making our way across rural Cambridgeshire to the village of Somersham.
It's very flat.
And that is why, in the winter, it can be very cold, because there is nothing between the Urals in Russia and Cambridgeshire. So a cold wind can blow across Cambridgeshire. Yeah.
Well, there's a first. Turns out it's not just me with the fun facts.
So is it a big place?
Well, it must be fairly big, because 2 members of the Stranglers live there. You're a child of the early 80s. What did you listen to? I can't see you listening to The Smiths or The Cure or The Jam or...
Madness and Adamant.
Yeah.
I absolutely did.
Speaking of which, time to meet our Cambridgeshire couple and their house of fun.
I've probably thought about moving for 3 or 4 years, but we had to put it on a back burner when I was training to be a teacher. But now I'm a teacher, you haven't got a leg to stand on.
Thanks.
When primary teacher Emily and construction project manager Chris bought their 3-bed semi 12 years ago, it was just the 2 of them. But since then, there have been a few additions to the family.
There's the 2 of us, our son who is 6, almost 7, and we have our twin daughters who are 11.
Plus Yoshi the cat. And as any parents know, the more kids you have, the more stuff you need to store.
Everything is just out. There's no space to put anything away.
Yeah, but we can't make storage to put things away because there's no space.
And it's not as if they haven't tried to tackle the problem head-on already. Despite spending £35,000 on a large downstairs extension, the house still doesn't work. So now Chris wants to extend out onto the first floor. But Emily's not convinced.
Our extension downstairs was done a few years ago. It's not ever actually been properly finished.
Yeah, it's not 100% finished.
No.
Which is why you probably don't want another extension.
Yeah, it does make me nervous to have to go through that again.
And it's not just the fear of another building project. As the children get older, Emily thinks the limited transport links to attractions in nearby towns won't suit her family's needs.
The girls aren't going to stay 11 forever. They're not going to be happy just riding their bikes down to the park. There's got to be something out there that is going to suit our growing older family more than it does now.
But despite Emily's fears, Chris still sees a future in their home.
There's plenty of space in the garden for the kids to run around. It's just lacking the bedroom space, which can easily be solved. I need to convince Emily that this house does have the potential that I can see in it.
She can't change the location, though. For Kirstie to convince me to love this house like you do, she does need to perform a miracle.
Not to worry, Chris. Miracles are my speciality.
Please use side door.
Oh, OK. Fair enough. Side door on an extension, look.
No cold callers. We are too broke to buy anything. We know who we are voting for.
We have found Jesus.
Seriously, unless you're selling cookies, please go away.
We're not cold callers, but we're very pleased to meet you. I'm Phil.
Oh, yeah, I'm Emily.
Hello, Emily. Phil, how do you do?
Can we come in? Yeah.
This might be a first for you, Kirstie, arriving after the extension's been built.
It's certainly unusual, but the family claim to have run out of space, so we need to get to the bottom of this.
Who's loving, who's listing?
I love it because it's got the space, it's got the garden which the kids can run around in, and it's got the potential to go upstairs and give us the bedroom space that is currently lacking.
OK.
I would like to list the house. I feel that this house has probably reached the potential it's got. There's no storage. There isn't enough bedroom space. I've never loved this house.
And Chris, do you genuinely love it?
It's functional. And that's all it needs to be.
Emily actually wants to fall in love all over again.
Yes, with
and
a
get
house
her
that is a
heartstrings pulled
Yeah,
and
precisely.
see something that really
Yeah.
does it for you.
How many bedrooms have you currently got?
We have 3, and there's 5 of us.
The girls sharing and fighting.
A lot.
Dickering.
You do know that bedrooms don't make any difference to that, don't you?
We do, but at least they'll have their own space that they can actually go away from each other, which at the moment they can't do.
Yeah.
There's one thing that no one has said anything about.
Stuff? Yes, we're quite bad at
Stuff.
throwing things away.
I have loads of clever ways of dealing with this stuff, and they don't all involve a skip. I'm desperate to have a look around.
So if Chris isn't emotionally attached to the house and Emily has never loved it, Team List It may have an easier job than I first thought, which makes for a nice change.
This family have already tried to solve the issues by adding more space, which hasn't worked. So I need to show them how to tackle the problem in a different way.
It's lovely. It's very family.
It's very full.
It's really, really full, and it would be so much easier to live in it and function in it and feel it was working well for you if it was decluttered.
But you've got to be pleased that they've actually done
They've done a great extension.
a great extension.
But this is the kind of thing which didn't get finished off. Yeah.
But no one can sell it like this.
It's becoming clear that this is more than just needing an extra bedroom. It's about making the house function properly as a family home.
This is a much bigger room than you realise, actually.
You're going to have a bit of a job just sorting things out, let alone actually doing any work.
Yeah, well, before any work is done, there has to be a massive decluttering.
Yeah.
Sounds like a mammoth task ahead. And with my List It budget of up to 500 grand, I should be able to find them the perfect property to move to.
Yup, but it will cost them just under £6,000 in moving costs and £15,000 in stamp duty. Money they could save by staying put.
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
A room with no discernible use whatsoever apart from storage. And this is one of the key rooms of the house.
It's a perfectly good and serviceable bedroom.
Something might have just got rather easier for her.
We set up our cameras to capture how they use the rooms in the house. Part of the downstairs seems to work, with the family spending most of the evening together in the new extension and sitting room before bed. Surprisingly, though, not one of them went into the second reception room all evening. Evidently, this isn't about adding square footage. It's about making the existing space work better.
You look a bit dumbstruck.
This is a big house. They are spending money making room for stuff.
If there was a storage facility in the garden, which he would like a workshop anyway, which would free up some space, you had a proper declutter, you finished the jobs, end of problem.
Thank you, Phil. You're a great help.
It was all my idea.
After you. I put a sticker saying second on his back.
So this is where Mum and Dad stay, which would be the second bedroom. I think they'll be moving.
I wouldn't get too stuck on that idea, Phil, because I think I've just had a eureka moment.
I've got the solution to this house, and it doesn't involve spending half as much money as they think.
Whatever your solution, the location isn't working for Emily, and only listing can solve that.
Not so fast, Phil. I'm confident I can sway Emily. They don't need to spend anything like that £60,000 Love It budget to make this house work.
So what are you going to do then?
A massive declutter. Massive. The biggest declutter that you've ever seen.
On my side, I've got to go and find something which will be very, very different to this. I think it's going to get complicated. What are you doing?
I put this on your back. It says second. I'm going to
You
win.
stuck it to my back?
Yes, I found it in one of the bedrooms. I see you've been
Cow.
walking. Cow? Don't think cow is what you should call me on national telly. You might get yourself into quite a lot of trouble.
Moose? That's even worse. Come on, get out of here.
Dead man walking.
I think I might be in trouble for that one.
I think you've got the bare bones of a really great house. But I can see that you're, Emily, particularly you, are fed up with it. You want to move.
Absolutely.
Done. Can you just kind of spell out to me what I should go looking for?
Minimum of 4 bedrooms, minimum of 2 reception rooms,
The outside space for entertaining.
and somewhere to park.
OK, I've got the size of it.
I'm happy with what I need
You
to go
happy?
into. Yeah.
Good luck with that one. May the best List It team win.
My £500,000 budget is more than reasonable to find the 4-bed properties they like, so it's looking promising for Team Listed.
I know you're going to come up with some whiz-bang...
I'm not, Phil. I'm really worried because 50 to 60,000 pounds is a lot of money, and they'll have to spend 25 of that getting the house into a fit state for sale.
I think Kirstie's going to be great help persuading you to stay.
She's got a job on her hand, that's for sure.
She does have a job on her hands.
I came out here thinking, well, this will be a list, but actually...
I think it's love it.
Well, I guess that's what we're here to solve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need Kirstie's help because she's stubborn and...
Who's stubborn, Kirstie or me?
No, you, because you're stubborn.
In Somersham, Chris and Emily's long-standing feud over whether to stay or go has reached an impasse.
I don't have that walk into a house and love it feeling.
And Chris, do you genuinely love it?
It's functional.
And I'm convinced that what it could be lies beneath years of clutter.
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Whereas I think the answer lies elsewhere. And with my £500,000 budget, I can show them houses that will make the whole family happy.
But before you try and tempt them away, I need to present my plan to get this house in order and fulfil its potential.
This isn't a thing that there is a solution to which comes via builders.
The solution comes from elbow grease and practical thinking.
This could be a bedroom. It's not functioning because it is just so full of stuff. And I have to talk to Emily and Chris about that, and it's not going to be an easy conversation.
With busy lives, it's not easy finding the time to start what seems like an insurmountable task. But £60,000 is a lot of money to spend on a 4th bedroom, especially when my plan can provide that space for less than half. But it does involve a bit of soul-searching.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this house is probably an 8 in terms of the severity of the clutter problem. I know that you would like to have 4 bedrooms upstairs and then turn what you have referred to as the dumping room?
Yeah, pretty much.
Into a study for the girls when they go to senior school.
Yeah.
But, repeat after me.
Sorry.
If we decluttered this house, we would have a 4th bedroom downstairs. You are basically trying to spend your way out of...
Clutter. Yes. More than likely.
Yeah.
My plan involves Chris and Emily moving into the so-called dumping room, leaving their bedroom for one of the children. Then, by adding a new porch, they will create a much lighter and more practical entrance hallway. Finally, Chris and Emily are keen to build an outdoor storage unit in the garden which can double up as a future study for the kids.
I think that you should start with a catastrophically severe declutter. In the sense that you literally take the contents of every room out into the garden and you just think, right, if it suddenly started to pour with rain, what would I grab first?
That's a good idea.
There is no doubt that you need to recarpet upstairs. You need to repaint every single room in the house.
Yep.
You need to render the house.
Yep.
I'm thinking we declutter first
Absolutely.
and we put the shed down the end to give us that study space.
That new shed is not coming anywhere near that garden until the vast majority of stuff is in the charity shop, in the skip, on a bonfire, with a yard sale. Gone.
A lot of thinking, I think.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
To the outsider, the solution may seem obvious, but it's harder to see things as clearly when it's your own home. Thankfully, though, my plan seems to have struck a chord with Chris and Emily.
I think it's what we needed to hear.
We can't go headstrong into building another bedroom when we actually have another bedroom available to us. We have to try it.
Yeah.
It sounds as though they're up for my plan, so it's over to you, Mr. Spencer.
With pleasure. My first gem is located in the market town of Chatteris, 24 miles outside of Cambridge.
Should we just have a kind of recap on the important things for us to get right?
Trying to give the kids more space, especially the girls, that separation.
So the girls need separate bedrooms.
Separate bedrooms.
And ideally, so the girls don't have to move school.
That is definitely the ideal.
Yeah. Emily, you were mindful of as the girls grow up, they need independence, they want to be able to travel in and out on their own, that kind of thing.
At the moment, they can get into Somersham, but there's not a massive amount to do, if I'm honest.
Well, Chatteris is over twice the size of Somersham, and the school is only a 4-minute walk from our first property.
So I thought we'd have a strong start.
Definitely.
Not what I was expecting.
Not only are we yards from the girls' school, and indeed you can walk to work from here, couldn't you?
I could, yeah.
What would the twins feel about being this close to school? Because it really is.
Oh, they'd love it.
Never have to worry about missing the bus.
I want to see it.
This detached house delivers on all fronts. Driveway with double garage, 4 good-sized bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 of which are en suites, and 5 reception rooms, including this superb open-plan kitchen diner. With the price way under budget at $425,000, I'm rather looking forward to this.
Now, there's quite a statement on arrival at this house, because you've got height,
Yeah.
you've got space, you've got light, you've got grandeur.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. It's definitely got that wow factor, hasn't it?
You don't have a hallway at home,
No,
do you?
we don't.
No.
And this is kind of
Desperately
fairly well-
missing it.
That's not all this house has, and yours is missing.
So the house has 5 kind of separate zones
Okay.
downstairs.
Okay.
Because you've got the kitchen
Yeah.
with its utility room, you've got a conservatory, a snug,
Wow.
a big living room and a dining room.
Good Chris. Tick,
Yeah.
tick, 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 tick.
That's great. That's 1 room each. When we've gone through this before, this has not been the sort of property that we've been finding.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, I think you've been lucky this time.
Lucky!
I've been thinking that for years, Chris.
Call it luck or call it skill, but this house does deliver.
The house is just over 18% larger than yours is. Given that you have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms upstairs.
Ooh.
What do you reckon, Chris?
It's.
You're trying to be reluctant, aren't you?
I'm trying. I'm failing. This is the sort of thing that we
Yeah.
definitely want.
He's coming round to team list. He's coming.
He's getting there.
Have a wander round. Go and help yourself
Okay.
upstairs.
Thank you.
4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Just saying. I think Chris is reluctantly coming on board. I hope he is, anyway.
Oh, wow, it's a bath. With a shower? Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I know you're sold.
I am definitely sold. There's another one, sweet.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, no, it. All right.
Try as he might, even Chris is struggling to find fault here.
We've got a lovely east-facing garden which
Okay.
wraps around it, so you get
Fabulous.
beautiful morning sun here.
Oh, it's gorgeous, all those trees.
Isn't it, Chris?
Unfortunately, yes. Had this been around a year ago, you probably wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
It's job done, is it? I'd go home.
Yeah, I'm done.
I think we can still achieve this in ours.
Whatever Kirstie does, unless you spend a ton of money, you're not going to make upstairs any bigger.
No.
So you are delaying the inevitable. You're going to, everyone's going to get bigger. Let's leave it for now. I think we've all learned a lot. There has been a strong start, and
Yeah.
I'm pleased that you're tackling it with an open mind.
I think Phil has already won this competition because that house is perfect.
Virtually perfect.
Do you hear that, Kirstie? Perfect.
Or virtually perfect, depending on who you're talking to. Anyway, don't get too far ahead of yourself because I'm back in Somersham to kick off my biggest declutter ever. And I have to admit, I'm a little bit excited.
So, last time I was here, Chris and Emily had a grand plan to expand the house and spend £60,000. But they'd made the mistake so many of us make. They'd muddled lack of space with clutter. This house has got too much stuff in it, so it feels too small. And we are going to go in, enlarge it by emptying it. We've got the skip, I got the flat shoes, we're off.
It always worries me when the heels come off.
So, guys, what we have here is the 4-box method. Bin, recycle, sell, donate, and keep. The key is rapid decision-making.
We can do that.
And I'm going to be keeping a very beady eye as well, because I don't trust you as far as I could chuck you. We've got the team. 3, 2, 1.
Let's do it.
With the average property in the UK costing £211 per square foot,
Grab a box, let's get going.
Emily and Chris's dumping room is the equivalent of over £22,000 worth of unused space.
That's fun.
It is fun, but it's a pain in the bum because it takes up too much room.
But it isn't just about freeing up this area. It's been claimed that clutter can have a negative impact on your mood and mental health.
What we're doing today is excavating. We're like archaeologists, really. There's loads of treasure in this house of Emily and Chris's. We've just got to find it, hold on to it, and chuck away all the stuff.
Oh, I like that one. Keep it.
Clearing out huge swathes of clutter can be daunting, but by allocating even a little bit of time each week to face it head-on, you can keep on top of it.
If I drop this, I'll get kicked out of the house. Emily,
Yeah. I know, they're from Jasper.
I suspected so.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about those first baby things? How many do you want? 5 each?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, my God. Now, this is a big problem.
These mugs are a prime example of why they have so much stuff
This is 1, 2, 3. Okay.
and it needs sorting.
If we do a snake of mugs along here, we can see how long it is, and then I've got a plan.
This may take a while.
It's not big enough upstairs. It's really, really dark and dingy, and we have no storage.
I'm certain this is the right house for us. I just need to persuade Emily that this is right for us without falling out.
So far, my plan involved dishing out some tough love.
You are basically trying to spend your way out of...
Clutter.
Whilst my first property was tough not to love.
I think you've been lucky this time.
Lucky?
But with my huge declutter in full swing, it's all hands on deck.
Right, now I am busy on my mug mission.
I've roped in Felicity and Amelia to count the cups.
One mug. Oh, what is that? That is a best
Pencil box.
88, 89, 90 mugs! 90 mugs? I have barely counted that many.
What we're going to do is each family member and someone representing Jasper is going to pick 3 mugs. 3 each.
This is hard.
It is hard. It's hard.
You actually get emotional attachment.
I know you do. Quick, quick, speedy, speedy. Chris has
Right.
got his 3. He can put them in the cupboard in the kitchen. I got the Christmas ones. I've got Jasper's ones. All
Sure,
of these
there's
mugs
none other ones.
are going. This is approximately 16 foot of mugs. We know what kitchen costs are. We know what property costs are. None of us can afford to keep this stuff.
It may seem extreme, but it goes to show how easy it is to hold on to stuff. So far, Chris and Emily have recycled, sold or skipped over 1/2 ton of belongings.
Oh, missed that one, did you?
But the dumping room has been totally cleared to reveal their new 4th bedroom.
Good grief. It's bigger than you thought,
It
I
is.
think.
It is really bigger. Chris, would you do me a favour? I know that the carpet has seen better days, but would you just lie down there for me with your head? You are the size of a double bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you had a built-in cupboard here, you'd
Yeah.
have ample room. Don't move. No, don't move. You'd have ample room to get into the cupboard.
Without any
So
doubt.
that's quite a lot of space. This is a big cupboard.
Yes, a massive cupboard.
I think this room will be lovely. Bedside tables, lights. Do you feel any clearer?
I feel we've got an awful big job on our hands.
There's still a lot
But-
of sorting.
It definitely shows that the house has got more potential than we probably have realised.
Right, we've got to get on with it.
We do. Let's go.
Nearly 10 square metres recovered from the clutter. Chris and Emily now have an extra room, and it didn't cost a penny. Next, I want to show them how to display the belongings they are keeping.
These glass cabinets are brilliant because they're not at all expensive. And if you give everything a wash and you pop it in the glass cabinet, it stays really dust-free for quite a long time. You can see everything. So I've got a little collection here of Emily and the girls' favourite things. And I'm just going to arrange it as if they're literally museum pieces, because to them they are.
For a display cabinet to work successfully, try grouping in odd numbers and arrange according to size. Small items at the front, larger ones at the back.
What I've done is I've put more stuff at the bottom so that you can see through the top. Every one of these items is a memory, a trip, a present. That is the family trophy cabinet.
And it's time for the family to see it.
Oh, see?
You can see everything as you get down.
Yeah, I can see everything. The back.
They look great, don't they?
Does this make you feel a bit better about chucking all that stuff out?
Yeah, much.
Really?
Yeah, much actually.
It's like the right family history, isn't it?
It definitely is. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Very impressive, Ms. Allsopp. Time for me to do some impressing of my own with my second property.
Pretty good viewing, that first house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, yes. Definitely lots to think about with that first one.
Loads to think about.
Yeah. I don't think Chris was excited, but he
Oh, I think he
recognised that it was a strong house.
Oh no, that was his excited.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that is
was
me
his
excited, yeah.
That's him excited.
Okay.
But I haven't lost yet.
We're off to the quiet village of Meeple, equidistant between Somersham and the girls' new school.
Okay, let's go.
I am smiling as I get to say this. So this is a very small development.
Yeah.
We're going to look around that house.
Fair enough.
That is built, finished, and it's like a show home. These two are for sale at 480,000,
Okay.
and they are replicas of this one. What do you think?
Transport links would worry me a little bit.
It's going to depend on that, otherwise
Yeah.
it doesn't offer much more than Somersham, does it?
Yeah.
The location might not have them wowed, but wait until they see inside. This house is a stunner. It offers 4 double bedrooms, including 2 en-suites, plus a family bathroom. Downstairs has a beautiful kitchen diner and 2 other reception rooms, all finished to the highest spec. There's also a good-sized garden and double garage. This house is valued at 500,000, but the unbuilt houses on this new development are priced at just under 480,000.
Oh, nice big kitchen.
Yes.
Wow, actually huge big kitchen.
Oh.
I wasn't expecting that.
No. What do you think, Chris?
It's a very nice looking development. Not sure it's quite for us. This is the finish that you aspire to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the level of no clutter that I aspire to.
I knew this house was a gamble, but it's all about seeing how far they'd go to get the right property.
Through the double doors into the smart living room. Lovely fireplace, cosy evenings.
Yeah.
There's a great feeling of space here. It's calming as well.
Yes, no, it's lovely because it's so relaxing. Yeah.
Why don't you have a look round upstairs? You don't need me to show you the bedrooms.
It seems the location is a real deal breaker for them.
Whoa. OK, this is enormous.
Wasn't expecting that this side.
Look at the double showers.
Oh, yeah.
Space is amazing.
I can imagine home being like this.
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
Don't think this is a house for us.
Possibly not.
Oh dear, back to the drawing board.
What do you make of it?
Very nicely done.
It's beautifully done.
The finish is
Gorgeous.
superb.
But it's not us, is it? I
No.
don't know why. We can't put our finger on it.
Do remember that this is an example. I'm
Yes. Oh,
simply
gosh,
trying
yeah.
to demonstrate that were you to choose to list it, there are things that could be be suitable. But how are you feeling in terms of Team Love It or Team List It? Have we moved you to Team List It at all?
The first house has moved me probably towards Team List It. It is a sort of property I can see us in. But this one is probably moved me back the other way because it's the sort of things we can do to our house currently.
It's excited you that way, hasn't it? Yeah.
It's ideas for staying put.
Oh, that didn't work then, did it? Let's see something else, come on.
It's a beautiful house. It's a sort of house that I think most people would dream of buying. But for some reason, it just hasn't resonated with us.
Well, somewhat annoyingly, I seem to have gone backwards by bringing them here because it's a stunning house, it really is, but actually all it's served to do is give Chris ideas what to do at home, which is bloody annoying.
Oh, Phil, how the mighty have fallen. And perfect timing too, as 4 weeks later the build starts with the arrival of the shed. Father-in-law Danny is also helping out.
The shed's part of the big plan because it gives us the space back that we lose by bringing the bedroom downstairs. I think at the moment, maybe a little bit wavering. She started to see some of the plans come together, the shed. She's got herself the new sofa, new carpets ordered. So she might be seeing the benefits of staying in this house.
I have not changed teams. I just like the fun of changing things. And unfortunately for Chris, not only do I like the fun of changing what's here, I'd like the fun of actually changing the house as well to a different one.
And I'm only too happy to oblige, because I think I've cracked this search, and transport links are going to be the key to my success.
Can we talk about travel and public transport? Because that's been a sort of almost an increasing issue.
It has, because as much as Cambridgeshire is lovely, there's not much public transport anymore.
But if you stay where you are,
Yeah.
Those issues remain.
Which is why my final house is in the village of Longstanton, 9 miles northwest of Cambridge and around a 25-minute ride on the Busway, which runs straight through it.
So in the interests of wanting better public transport and therefore being closer to Cambridge,
Yeah.
I wanted also to explore estate living.
Yeah.
These are 5 years old.
Okay.
It is a modern estate, but that
Yeah, it's lovely.
is pretty special.
Yeah, no, it's really gorgeous. Obviously, we know the area and we know we're very close to Cambridge here and the Busway.
It's always had the perception that it'd probably be out of our price range.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, that's good, because this isn't.
Yay.
In fact, it's under budget at $475,000. The house offers 4 double bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, including 2 en-suites, a large lounge, dining room, and a decent kitchen.
The house isn't as big as house number 1.
Okay.
And it's not as glamorous as house number 2.
Okay.
But we've got a lovely big hallway.
Yes, lovely big hallway.
We've got dining room, study, living room, plus the kitchen diner, and we're priced at $475,000.
Okay.
So it's quite a bit more expensive than the first house, but we've got the transport connections.
That's not as high as I was expecting,
No.
if I'm honest.
Emily and Chris need to decide what their priorities are. Is it the transport links, the size of the rooms, or distance to schools?
Now, the kitchen, it's got its kind of supporting utility room and door out to the garden. It's a good-sized room.
Yeah.
The dining room is through there.
Okay.
And to take that wall out and knock it through would cost, we think, about £3,000.
Oh,
But then you would have a really spectacular kitchen done.
yeah, you would.
It's definitely got potential, but I worry it could be a step too far for them.
Got fantastic views outside still.
Yeah, really, really nice. You'd never know you were on a estate here.
Kids would love that out there.
They'd absolutely love it. Would you be prepared for that upheaval of moving to give us something that's so much closer to Cambridge?
I've still got to work that one out.
Come and join me in the garden. What do you think?
It is the closeness to Cambridge that's got us.
It does open up a whole new avenue of social life as well as family life.
I really think it would help you all to spend some time nutting that through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've opened our eyes to what is out here now. Yeah.
OK, come on then.
Let's go. Phil's surprised both of us with this house and that we can be that much closer to Cambridge and actually afford it.
Yeah, that's something I was not expecting at all.
No.
I've shown Emily and Chris some pretty good houses. I've made them think. I can't actually make them move, but I've given them context from which they can make their decisions. So I do feel like I've done everything I can.
I'm sure you've tried your best, Phil, but Team Lovett's plan has been thriving. Since kicking off the declutter, Emily and Chris have been working hard. The wooden cabin is built, a fresh render is about to be applied, and the new front porch is going up.
I think the suggestions that Kirstie made, actually, sorry, Phil, has made a really, really big difference. Just seeing the space that they're creating out there. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's bigger than even I thought it was going to be.
And with a twin ticking time bomb on their hands, they can't complete the work quick enough.
I think they ask about at least once a day when they're going to get their own rooms.
Millie is quite willing to move into any sort of room to get out.
To get away from her sister.
But with the inside prepped for a full recarpet and paint job, Chris and Emily will be moving downstairs soon, giving everyone their own rooms and hopefully a house full of Team Lovetts.
But the house hasn't moved, and location was Emily's main concern. So Team Listed aren't out of the race just yet.
Hello.
Morning. How are you getting on?
I'm OK. It looks like we're going to have OK weather.
Are we going to have an OK result or not? I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I've been driving badly. Sorry.
You need to drive within your own capabilities.
That is rich, coming from the person whose parking skills.
Sorry, just going through a tunnel.
You're not going through a tunnel. You're in front of me.
Oh, no! You're behind me.
And in front of you is just where I intend to stay.
It won't be down to you, though, Phil. And that freshly painted exterior can't be helping your cause. We look like the president's motorcade.
Well, if only we were that important.
I feel like I'm an episode
Or if
of
only if I was that important.
Speak for yourself, Phil.
This all looks very smart.
It does look very smart.
When we came here first, do you remember there was a sign on the door saying you couldn't go in that way? We entered that way.
Hello.
Hello. I was just admiring the new porch.
It does look very, 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 very smart. And it makes such a difference.
It certainly does.
It really does. After you guys. Oi! Did you see that?
Sorry, only a joke. Do come in. Do come in.
Charming. Thankfully, first impressions here make up for my cheeky sidekick. Before, there was a small, dark, uninviting front hallway. But with the addition of the porch, which along with the other exterior work cost £12,500, light now floods into the front of the house.
Oh, this is all very smart.
Before, the living space felt cramped, thanks to a staggering amount of clutter accumulated over the years. But after the Team Lovett clutter cull, it's chaos no more. New furniture, smart storage solutions, and a fresh paint job throughout have transformed the ground floor into a far more calming and functional space.
It looks amazing, and it does actually look quite, although not a huge amount of change, it's transformed. What have you done with everything?
We had such a good day, Phil.
How did you cope? Were there withdrawal symptoms?
I think it was quite releasing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was just one or two items that didn't like seeing go.
Yeah.
Like your first wedding anniversary present.
Yeah, well, it had died.
It was a bit dusty.
Sounds like a ruthless clear-out, Kirstie.
I'm not completely heartless, Phil. A select few family treasures still have pride of place here in the family room.
Okay.
There we are.
Indeed.
A display cabinet.
A display. It's a really old-fashioned concept, but with a modern twist. And it makes a huge difference.
It does.
Phil's not concentrating. He doesn't like it when I do something successful.
I recognise the writing. It's your writing. It is your list of what to do.
It's not.
It is.
He framed it.
Clear home, clear garden, paint, finish exterior, plant garden, purchase posh shed. Only you would write a thing like that. But you've missed the final thing. Point 9 should be listed.
That point certainly doesn't belong on my agenda, Phil. And so much more has changed here. Twins Amelia and Felicity now each have their very own bedrooms, giving them both some personal space. And downstairs for Emily and Chris, what before was not so affectionately known as the junk room, has been given a new lease of life. Decluttered, freshly decorated and repurposed as the 4th bedroom they craved. A good old tidy-up has saved them shelling out upwards of £50,000 on an upstairs extension.
Well, what a transformation. It's a lot bigger than I remember it,
Yeah.
but then it did have...
A lot of stuff in it.
It's a really nice room.
It is. Yeah. It's really peaceful and calming as well. So, yeah, it's working really, really well for us.
To think that you were so close to building a big extension in order to create this.
Yeah, it would have been silly money spent.
And the savings made here meant more could be spent giving the back of the house a makeover. That unfinished extension used to look out onto, you've guessed it, more clutter. But this spot has been completely refreshed. The rear of the house now stands proud with its long overdue render, and there's also a free view down to the brand new cabin.
My, Kirstles, that is a posh shed.
For £7,500, this little beauty gave them a multi-purpose space, perfect for playing, homework, DIY or entertaining. I love this whole other seating area. That's really smart.
That was a last-minute addition.
What's going on in the shed?
It's a work in progress.
It's basically a playroom.
Yeah, my playroom.
After all this hard work, I think Chris deserves a bit of playtime. By uncovering that 4th bedroom, they've avoided building a costly extension. Porch, cabin, carpets, furniture and decorating, all in, they have £33,000 left over from their original 60k Love It budget.
But will all these changes be enough?
Sounds like our cue for a cuppa, Phil.
Well, it looks lovely.
It does look lovely,
It
Phil.
does look lovely, and so much easier to live in.
Much, yes.
And so much less stuff. Same number of people, but...
Oh, it's just more comfortable to be in.
Yeah, it's more relaxing. It's not so stressful.
Not tripping over everything.
Yeah. And knowing where everything is.
How have the girls found it?
They've loved having their own rooms, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think what's made us laugh the most is that they've got their own rooms, but 9 times out of 10 I'll go upstairs and they're in each other's room.
Yeah, yeah.
At night time as well.
Yes, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So that is fascinating, but actually they've got the option, they've got the
Yeah.
freedom, they've got the choice.
They can slam a door from time
yeah.
to time.
Yeah, they can stand their own door.
Yes.
Yes.
And how is it being on a separate floor?
Fine. We don't hear them.
It's great. Yeah.
So where were your heads at, both of you, when we finished our search, our time together?
I mean, we were 50-50 after the search.
No, but it definitely showed us that we could afford bigger, closer to the girls' school.
Yeah.
Or slightly smaller, but closer to the Cambridge area.
Yeah.
Chatteris, the first house, near the girls' school, loads of bedrooms, loads of bathrooms, brilliant layout. And Chris, I think you said, and you were the one that didn't want to move, if we'd seen this before, we wouldn't be doing any of the work.
Yes. Had that been available when we were first looking, you wouldn't be here.
So you had issues with bedrooms and bathrooms. You've solved most of that.
What you've done is make it much more sellable speedily.
Should you choose to sell it?
Should you choose to sell it, which, well, Phil, which brings us to the question.
I think it does.
Emily, Chris, are you going to love it?
Or list it.
I think we're going to love it for a little bit longer.
For a little bit longer.
A few more years, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe reevaluate when the girls have finished their GCSEs.
Okay.
Which is a while off, Phil.
Yeah.
Which is 4 or 5 years off.
Oh, well, congratulations. I mean, it's great that you're on the same page.
Yeah. No, we are. The changes have just made it a different house.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm really pleased you're both in agreement, finally. The family is back set.
For now, yeah.
The biggest lesson we've learned from all this is to not hoard junk that we don't need. You collect stuff over the years from your children or people who've passed away and you've inherited stuff. It's hard to make that jump to, I don't actually need it, it needs to go.
Yeah.
But we've
We had a
definitely-
push.
Yeah, we've definitely learnt our lesson.
I don't think you were bowled over with surprise by that decision.
It was the right decision for them at the moment. I
Yeah.
don't think that the issues are solved, but actually the house is, in a rather roundabout way, quite transformed.
I know. Yeah.
So it is a good result. Stop smiling over there. You look so bloody pleased with yourself.
It's a bit of a personal triumph.
Enjoy it.